Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on whatever time you are watching us. As this program goes out on YouTube, you can watch us anytime you want. And this is a program that lets you get in touch with us about any relationship question you may have. I'm James.
I am Helena, and all you need to do is to email us on questions@lovetalkshow.tv.
Or you can use Facebook, which is very handy, right? On your phone, on your computer. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. Let's go to the first question, and it says, hello guys, I'm completely disillusioned with my marriage. My husband is not the leader he once was. He relies on me to make decisions, lost confidence in himself, and has become quite negative. I do love him, but this whole negativity is getting to me and I don't know how to help him. I don't want my marriage to end. Please help. We don't have a name. Well, from what you're saying, your husband doesn't seem to have always been like this. So there may have been something that has caused him to become like this, whether very quickly or over a period of time. And chances are you know what this is already, because if something dramatic happens that changes a person that much, then you would have been aware of what that was. Perhaps you are not linking the two things. That's the only problem. You haven't linked whatever happened to this lack of confidence, this lack of leadership. And it's like we usually say in this program, you can't just leave something because it may need fixing. What I would advise you to do is to try, number one, try to trace back and see if you remember if there was something that happened to him that changed him like this, you know, whether it was overnight or over a long period of time. If you do find what it was, then try to help him, try to talk to him and encourage him. If you don't know what it is, then be sure that there was something that changed him.
Yes.
Nobody changes for no reason. And if you don't know what it is, then it's important to say, look, you know, open up to me and tell me I want to help you. It may be that sometimes, you know this, Lena, sometimes men find it difficult to open up about things. And maybe that he doesn't tell you what it is off the bat, but you have to
because you guys, men were, you know, brought up to believe that they should never cry, they should never complain about anything, that nothing ever hurts, isn't it? When a girl falls down, oh, poor thing, come here, make it all better. But when it's a boy, men don't cry. And it's all a lie, you know that. We are all human beings. But I just would like to say what not to do. What you should not do is to tell him that he's not an authority anymore, that he's not behaving like one, that he's not a leader. Yeah, and I know, I've heard of many cases, you know, in this journey of helping couples. I remember a specific case where the husband was like that. He gave up on leading because the wife was too bossy. Too bossy. I'm not saying it's your case. I mean, I don't know, I hope not. But, you know, this is a no-no. You should not be bossy. You should be, you know, like what? Like a woman should be.
You know, it's a team.
Sweet, it's a teamwork.
And in a team, there is no boss. You are there together.
Yeah, but you've got to be careful with your words. That's what I wanna say. Because words, you can never take them back.
Yeah, so I do advise you to try to remember if there was something significant that happened, and try to help him in overcoming that. And if you don't remember anything of that nature that happened, then ask him, what was it? And tell him, look, I remember you being this man with courage, with no fear. What was it that happened? You tell me, I want to help you. And be careful, because it's all about delivery, right? How you deliver the help. If you try to be supportive and motivating, it's going to help. But if you try to say, oh, you are a shadow of your former self, you're not the man you used to be, that's going to be very undermining.
Yes, and just a quick something else to add is sometimes there was a death, maybe there was a death in his family that really touched him. Someone he was very linked to, you never know. So people get affected from different, you know, because of different things. So never say, put the person down with your words, because you're not helping him.
So find the root and you'll fix the problem.
Next question is from Joe Stamp, and it says, "Hi, dear Love Talk. My boyfriend and I work full-time jobs and have active social lives. We both have friends we want to keep in touch with and hobbies we would like to keep. We also want to take our relationship to the next level, but seem to never find the time we would like to spend time together. I have heard you guys say before that sometimes have to be, some things, have to be sacrificed in order to make a relationship work. I am just not sure what I should give up." Now, it's interesting that you seem to have time for so many things and none for what really matters. So here is the thing. It's like, for example, imagine I am a young woman in my early 20s.
You are a young woman.
I'm not in my early 20s.
But you are a young woman. Beautiful woman.
No way. I'm not in my early 20s.
Way. Of course, yes way.
No, I'm talking about the age.
Okay.
I welcome everything else you say, yes, thank you. But what I mean is this. Imagine you are in your 20s, late 20s, you've done your university degrees, but now you want more. You want this, you want that, and you want to travel there. And then you complain that you're still single at the age of 50 because you wanted to travel the world, which is fine, but you've got to focus on one thing at a time. Mm-hmm. And this is what I want to say to you, Joe, that you need to choose. I'm sorry, we do not have we do not have something. I don't have an advice for you that's going to please you, I'm afraid. You have to choose one thing.
Our life is like a glass, right? If you fill that glass with stuff or with water or whatever it is, if you want to put more stuff in the glass, you have to take some out. Mm-hmm. So if your time is completely full of things that you do, but you want to do some more stuff, you're not just going to add it there because you have a limited amount of time. So you're going to have to get rid of some stuff first so you can add whatever it is that you want to put there. So you seem to have a jam-packed life, hobbies, career, friends, which is great. But once you start a relationship, if you want to add to the things you were doing, the things you want to keep up, that relationship, you don't have to quit everything you do, but you may have to quit one or two things. Mm-hmm. What that is going to be, it's up to you.
Yeah.
But if you do value that relationship, if you do value that person, then you're going to have to take something and choose and say, look, this person is more important. Let's say you like to play netball twice a week with the girls, right? Maybe you can't do twice a week anymore because the only one day you can meet with your partner or with your boyfriend is the day you play netball. So, netball or a long-term relationship, you need to choose. So I think you can't keep having that life you mentioned to us and then build a relationship.
Yes.
You can keep part of that life, but maybe sacrifice something. That's important.
Yeah. And the truth really, really is that when you want something, you make time for it. Mm-hmm. So even if this sounds a bit too harsh, it's the truth. I find myself many times saying, I don't have time for exercise, I don't have time for eating healthily, because honestly speaking, I don't like it. Here is the truth.
Newsflash, Helena doesn't like to exercise.
So, when you want something, you make a way. And it's like when you get married. You don't hang around with the same people anymore all the time. You have you have your husband, you have a son or two, I don't know. So you've got to prioritize.
That's right.
And the next question is also for me, right?
It is. You have two questions today.
I'm in charge
this is not
today.
Fair.
It's from Linda Brown, and it says, "Hello, Helena. I am a high-flying young woman of 31 years with a great career, but unfortunately with a divorce under my belt. Since my divorce, I threw myself into my career and have found great success. But I must confess that I find myself scared of having a new relationship because I am reminded of what I went through in the past. I am a bold, confident woman, but not when it comes to my love life. What do I do?" Well, what do? You need to come to terms with what happened in the past. and put a big heavy stone on top of it and move on. Because you can't change the past. You can only learn from it. You can only look back and say, you know, this is how I used to be and this is who I am now. Look at you. You are very successful from what you said. You've accomplished quite a lot. You are confident. You have everything going for you. So why let this past experience, this negative experience, stop you from moving forward?
And you know, the interesting thing is that she's not afraid of many things that other women would be afraid of. You know, some women are afraid of a high-flying career. You don't seem to be afraid of that, and yet you are afraid of something which is quite natural, which is to start a relationship. We understand why you're afraid, because from what you said, you've had a bad experience in the past. But the thing is, you know, fear can make us do really damaging things to our life. Sometimes you miss out on opportunities because you're afraid. Sometimes you know, I always remember the example of one of the greatest football players that Arsenal ever had, Dennis Bergkamp. An amazing football player, but every time Arsenal played away in Europe, we would struggle because he was scared to fly on the plane, he wouldn't come. Where's Bergkamp? Oh, he couldn't come because he's afraid to go on airplanes. Unless he drives here, sometimes there was no time for him to drive. So sometimes you miss out on opportunities because of fear. And like Helena said, you can't change what happened to you. You know, take a few points that you learned from, move on. Surely you can be successful in love. You're successful in your career, you can be successful in love as well.
Absolutely, nothing else to add.
That's it, that's the end of our program today. Remember, you can get in contact with us on questions@lovetalkshow.tv or via Facebook. And also remember that every Saturday, Helena and I, we hold a relationship seminar for couples and for singles. If you want to come and join us, you're more than welcome to do so every Saturday, 7 p.m. The address is there on the screen. Okay, until next time,
bye.
Bye-bye.